Hello, my sweet friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Becky, and welcome to Kinda Shabby. Each week, I share kinda shabby but always chic, crafty inspirations. Now, this week's fun projects are in collaboration with my sweet friend Annie at Indie Annie Jones. Not only is she an amazingly creative fellow YouTuber, but behind the scenes, on a personal note, she is such a kind, thoughtful, supportive person, and I treasure her friendship. I am going to be leaving a link in the description box below to her channel and also to her collaboration video as well. So please go and tell her hello and tell her Kinda Shabby sent you. Now, last week, you guys really liked all of our cute little Christmas tree projects. So this week, we are going to be focusing on angels. And you are going to need some fabrics. We're going to be using coffee filters. We're going to be using craft sticks and also some scrapbooking paper. Then after we finish our angel-themed projects, we're going to move on to some cute, quick, and simple gift tags. And also, many of these items that we will be using today can do dual duty. They can serve as Christmas ornaments, they can serve as gift tags, or they can serve as stocking tags as well. Well, we've got a lot to do today, so let's go ahead and get these projects started. First, we're going to start with some angel wings. And I printed this template. I Googled angel wing template. I have taken a piece of cardstock and I've folded it in half. And I'm just going to place here on the fold, so when I trace it and cut it out, I will have a complete template. And we've got our angel wing template. I don't like that. I'm just going to cut that off. I like that much better. You could use colored cardstock and just decorate it as is, but I am going to be using this music sheet scrapbooking paper, and I'm going to just make a couple of these and we're going to decorate them, and it's just going to be super quick and easy. These are also going to be great to use as either ornaments, or you can use them as gift tags. I'm going to be tracing mine on this side because I don't want any of my ink lines to show. So now that I have all of my little figures cut out, I am going to do some very simple decorations. Because I like that little vintage aged look on this scrapbooking paper, so that's kind of the theme that I'm going with. I'm going to be using my Ranger archival ink in the color coffee. This is just a sponge paintbrush, and I'm going to dip it into that ink, and I'm just going to go around the edges. And that's what I have so far, is just a little bit of the aging around the edges. And then when that ink is dry, we'll come back and get some more decorating done on these. So you can see how that has aged all around the edges. So I want to use this little lace as the hanger. So I'm cutting these in 8-inch lengths. And then I want to use some of these feathers on there too. Aren't those cute? So to make the hanger, I just lay the lace over my finger, and I am going to make sure that the edges are even, and then I just turn the edges over each other to face each other like this, and then we have our nice little hanger. And then all you need to do, center it up on the back of your wing, and then we're just going to glue those down. Now when I go to put the little feathers on here, I have turned my glue gun to low because I'm afraid that if I keep it on high, it may melt these little things. And I just think that that is going to really be cute. So I like the fuzzy part here, but I don't like these things. I'm just going to clip those off. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Now to embellish the center, I really liked these cute little buttons, but I only had 2 of them. So I'm going to put these little buttons on 2 of them, and then on the other 2, I'm going to put these little flowers that I pick up from Hobby Lobby. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, I love that. Now for these little buttons, I cut the shanks off the back of them. I love that one too. How pretty. Oh my goodness, these were really, really quick and easy to do. And we've got another angel wing tutorial that I'm going to share with you guys. For our next angel wing project, I took, again, a Googled image of an angel wing. I traced it and flipped it and traced the other side and then cut it out, and I just used a food box because this is nice and sturdy. Now we're going to be using our angel wing templates and some coffee filters to create a beautiful fluttery effect on our wings. And when we start gluing that on, that's going to be really cute. I'm going to take and cut this part off here, bunch it up, and glue that onto the tip of my angel wing. And you're going to have to glue it in several places just to get it to stick down. So I want to go here on this part of my angel wing, and then we're going to come back and start layering. And again, I'm just going to cut off some of this top excess. You won't have to cut everything, but for the bottom to get that started, it does help. And I'm doing it about a 1/2 inch past the edge there, and I am overlapping those as well. That's what we've got so far. When you start your other side, you want to hold it up to make sure that your wings are going to be even. Then you just start gluing. So we've got both sides finished. Now I'm going to go with some of these little cutoff pieces that we have and just start filling in some of these smaller areas. And we're just going to keep layering all the way up. It's going to be so pretty. When you are recreating this project for yourself, you'll see where you need to add the filters to give it a ruffled effect and to fill in any bare spots. So I'm just going to keep following and layering them one on top of the other, and then when I get up to the top here, I'll show you how we're going to finish all of that off. And so you can see that is how our angel wings are taking shape. They look so pretty. Now for us to do along these edges here and in the middle, it's going to require something just a little different. We are going to put it on the back and we're going to bend it over. We're going to glue it down that way so we start to make sure we maintain this shape of our angel wing. And then you cover the back with some other paper and you don't see any of this anymore. So a little glue there and a little right in here. We're going to overlap it. Put some glue on the back to keep that intact. And just a little bit of glue up in there to hold that in place. And so we're going to follow that same process all along the outside edges of our angel wings. Now that we have all of that around in there finished, we've got to go back and fill in these areas right in here. So our little angel wings turned out just stunning. Now I have trimmed this edge up just to bring out the wing shape a little bit more, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. So we're just going to go in and give it a little bit of a haircut, just a little bit at a time until we get that shape back. I think these are just so pretty. And now for our hanger, I cut a 1 foot section of this gorgeous beaded trim, and I'm just going to use that as my hanger. And there we go. Look how beautiful our little angel wings turned out. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys end up making some of these. These would be gorgeous on a bookshelf. These would even be pretty for Valentine's Day. How gorgeous is that? And we're going to move on to our next angel project. We are moving on to some angels. And I did go ahead and do a few steps just to save some time in the video. So you're going to need some large craft sticks for this one. And I have painted 3 of the sticks with the Waverly Color plaster. I also printed out and cut another template of angel wings, and I did the same thing where I took and aged the edges in the color coffee, and we're going to be using that again as well. This was just such a cute little project that I saw on Pinterest. I'm like, I have got to do that one. That's adorable. So you are going to take your craft sticks, line them up at the top. You're going to splay out the bottom edges so it looks like a little dress. All we're going to do is glue them into position. And that's what we have so far. And before I glue my wings down, I want to get the position of what I'm going to be using for my angel's head. This is a bunch of bowl filler, and I thought that one of these would make a great angel head. And that is what we have so far. Look how cute that is. Now I want to embellish the bottom a little bit. So I have this pretty stamp, and again I'm going to use my ink in the color coffee. These aren't the clear stamps, so I'm just flying blind here and hoping that it's going to match up okay. So that way we have just a little bit of interest at the bottom of our little angel. And we're going to use this again. Now we're going to give her a little halo. I thought this here was really cute. And now I am going to attempt to put a little face on her. I'm just going to make dots for the eyes. I have a pink pencil, and that just highlights her little mouth. And so her head doesn't look like it's just hanging out there in the stratosphere. I'm going to just take some ribbon and tie a bow. That is just super cute, quick, easy, and fun. How cute is that? All right, so let me get all of this picked up and we will move on to our next little angel. For our next angel, I have taken a wine cork and I have painted it in the Waverly plaster. I'm also using some heavy-duty nylon thread and a very large needle. We are going to be doing a running stitch on this gorgeous piece of wide eyelet lace. And this was my mother's, and I love using my mom's things whenever I make items for myself. I just love using her things. We're just going to tie off at the end, and then you're literally just going to go down and up, all the way down your piece of eyelet lace. And now that we've gone all the way to the end with our stitching, we're just going to take and pull gently on that to gather this into a little skirt. Just like that. Fit that to your wine cork. It's like a good fit right there. So I'm just going to tie that end off and clip my threads. And then I'm just going to start gluing this around my cork. Then I'm going to take this gorgeous beaded lace trim here, and I'm going to glue it around so I cover up my stitching. And now we're ready for our wings. I've got another big thick lace here, but I'm going to fold it on itself and make a loop on each side and tack that down just a little bit with just a touch of some glue. Take my fingers, gather that up in the middle. So I'm going to take the thread and just run it through there and tie a knot. Find the back where this came together and we're going to glue those down. For her head, I'm going to use another one of these little balls here. And for the halo, I want to use some of these gemstones. And these already have adhesive on the back. Just line them up where you like them and press them down. I think that's adorable. I'm going to be gluing that on as our hanger. He's hanging a little crooked, so I'm going to glue just to the back of that bead as well. How cute is that? Our next angel is going to be a fun upcycled project. This is some scrap wood out of my garage, and it is a 9x6 piece of scrap wood. And I've also painted it in the Waverly color plaster. And now I'm just going to take a little bit of the antiquing wax and we're going to do some light distressing around the edges. I'm just going to use a paper towel and dab into the lid dab off some of that excess. I don't want it to be too dark. And just start at the corners and dab down that way. Come around the edges. Bring the corners down some. And now I'm just going to wipe straight down, very lightly. And I'm just going to build up the color as I go. So then you can see you've got all those nice little lines from the wood all in there, and it just gives it a nice aged appearance. I've prepared more of our little angel wings, and this is what I'm going to be using. So my angel wings are going to go on the board, and then I have, look at that gorgeous, wonderful, rusty, crusty piece right there. I'm going to be giving it a coat of the Waverly plaster, and it is going to go on our board like this. And then I have just a plain drawer knob that I'm also going to give a coat of plaster, and that is going to be our angel head, and that is just going to be so adorable. And I am going to be wet distressing this because I want to bring back some of those gorgeous Art Deco details on this. And I love when I can find things like this when I'm out thrifting, and when you can get them for a good price, you can always find something to do with awesome pieces like this. Okay, now that our paint is dry, I'm going to be doing the same technique that we did on our board. I'm going to do that to the little drawer knob. Just like that. Then I'm going to take a wet wipe and go over the raised areas here on our door plate. Like this looks like it is really sticking down to that metal. I'm going to take my sandpaper and just lightly go over all of these raised points. And then wipe with my wet wipe and see what I'm left with. So you can see how that's bringing out those details. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of this, and then we'll come back and get everything attached to our board. And now that that is all gorgeously distressed, we are going to get our angel assembled. And I'm going to take our prepared wings here, and I'm going to cut those in half. And I'm just going to figure out where the placement of my wings and my door plate and then our angel head needs to be. I like that it gives a little bit of a 3D effect to our board. Now for our door plate, I am going to try to just put some glue around the outside edges here. Well, some areas wants to stick and some areas don't. So plan B, I'm going to go out into the garage and I'm going to screw those in. I'll be right back. Done. And press and hold until it sets. And there we go. Oh my goodness. I think this is my favorite. Y'all will have to let me know what you think of this little upcycled project here. All right, let me clean this up and we've got one more angel to go. So I'm sure if you have watched my channel for any length of time, you have figured out we are going to be doing a shabby tassel angel. And what I have done is I have taken strips of fabric, and these are the coordinating fabrics that I used. This is just a soft dusty pink with some white polka dot, and I'm going to show you how I snip and rip that. And also some flour sack cloth and just another pretty little cotton fabric. And you want to make sure when you snip and rip your fabrics that you have a 100% cotton fabric. Then I take a strip that is 16 inches long and about 5 inches wide, and I make snips in it about a ½ inch apart, and then I just rip it. And that is what forms the tails of our tassels here. You're going to have quite a bit of loose thread, and you want to go ahead and pull all of that off. And you can see it makes a nice little pile. And then you just start laying your pieces out and making sure that your fabric is facing up. I also have a little bit of some ribbon here, and then also some of these pretty little pearl trim as well. And I'm not going to put these in until near the top. Okay, So now that we've got everything stacked up here, we're just going to gather it up and find the middle. I'm going to take one of the pieces here. I've made a loop here, and I'm just going to thread that through and tie it very tightly. I just love making these shabby tassels. Look how pretty that is. I love all of that with the beads and the trim and the fabric. That is just gorgeous. And then I have another piece, and we're just going to tie that off as well. So now that my body is all tied up, I am going to be applying the wings, and I traced and cut the template again on some scrapbooking paper that looks like lace that also I think coordinates quite beautifully with my little angel here. Now I'm going to take a nice yarn needle. This is a plastic needle with a very large eye on it, and a wood bead. And we're going to finish off our angel. I'll take the ends of my tie here, and I'm going to thread them through our needle. You're just going to take your bead, pull that through, remove your needle, come up to the top, and make a knot. That is all there is to it. Isn't she just beautiful? Well, I cannot wait to start on gift tags with you guys tomorrow. Okay friends, before we get into our gift tag making session here, I just want to share with you a few things that I use that make that process a little easier for me. Now you absolutely could use your scissors and a hole punch for the entire project, but I have found it is so much easier when I make my cards using an actual card punch here for you to be able to punch out this design when you're making your little gift tags. Also, you want to have an assortment of some double-sided tapes and also some craft glue along with your hot glue gun as well. I also find it easier for me to use a paper trimmer to quickly cut my papers to size. I am going to show you how I'm going to use various scrapbooking papers. I'm going to be using some stamps and embellishments just to create all of my gift tags. This is the wrapping paper that we're using this year, and I'm kind of going for that rustic Christmas lodge feeling. So one of the first tags that I have made, I'm going to show you is how I did this one here. And I just think that that is so cute and rustic and very vintage Christmas, along with the red and black buffalo check paper. I've taped down some freezer paper to protect my surface because I don't want to get ink on my table. I began by loading up my stamp with some red ink, and this is a grain sack stripe stamp. I just lay my stamp down on top of my vellum. I do like to use a brayer when I've got anything large like this, because that helps that ink to get all over that surface without me having to push it all down with my fingers. So we get that nice, gorgeous grain sack stripe. These are 2.5 inches wide and 4.5 inches long for them to be able to slip into my tag maker. It finishes that off so perfectly. So this is for my stepmom, Gloria, and I have another gift for her. So I'm going to ink this up with the black ink, line it up and press it down. And do it closer to the bottom edge. That way I have room for a little bit of little cute greenery and such at the top. Then I have two for my daddy. It's going to be doing D for daddy. Now I'm going to take just a little bit of greenery and get those decorated. And I'm also going to be using some of these cute little balls here to go ahead and make that look like little holly balls in the middle as well. Then I have taken some snipped and ripped flower sack cloth, and that's what I've used for this little bow here. Now our next style is going to be very versatile. This is going to look cute if we put this on a gift. It'll be a cute little name tag. It would also serve very well as an ornament, And it also looks very cute as a stocking tag. Slip that over the loop of your stocking, and there you go. So this one can be used in many different ways. These little wooden gift tags come from Hobby Lobby already painted and distressed, and they already have the twine on them. Then I took my silhouette cameo and I cut out some family names of black vinyl. But if you don't have a cutting machine, you can decoupage on some print that you've just printed off of copy paper, or you could write the names yourself on there using a paint marker or a pen. What I'm going to do is apply the vinyl. I'm going to peel it off my backing paper. I'm just going to take my fingernail and make sure all of that gets pressed down very well into that wood. Then remove my transfer tape. Now I'm going to untie the top of this so I can tie a knot down here. Then we're going to take our yarn needle again and take a wood bead, thread that on there, and knot the top. I'm going to come to the back and squeeze just a teeny tiny amount of glue up in that bead so it doesn't go anywhere. Take a 7.5-inch piece of this ribbon. Now I'm going to take some of that nylon thread and just tie it in the middle. Then I'm going to take some more of this and fold it in half, and I'm just going to glue that around the middle. And we're going to glue that on, and we're done. I think they are so cute. So I have several of these I'm going to make for some more of my family members, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you our next gift tag. All right, these are the last of our tags, so let me show these to you quickly. This is one that was actually printed off, and here's another one that we're going to do. Just Google Graphics Fairy Christmas printable tags, and this comes up, and you just print this off and cut them out. We're going to make one of these. This is also something that is pre-purchased that I've just embellished. And then this is the last one that we're going to do, and these are just all so cute. Even though these already look pretty retro, I do want to give it more of an aged appearance, so I'm going around all of those edges with this ink. Now we're going to take some Mod Podge, and you don't have to use these little plastic snowflakes. You can use sugar or Epsom salt. That will work just as fine as well. And I'm not going to cover the complete surface. I'm just going to kind of dot it on, following the outline of the green. So now that we've got our Mod Podge on there, I'm just going to take it and squish it down into those little snowflakes, and then tap that off. Then I'll take these little pom-poms and we're going to glue those onto those berries on the inside. Take some twine and put that through there. Having that little extra takes them up a notch and just makes them look more custom. Now that I've got my glitter out of the way, we'll go ahead and get our names on here. And this is just a little cheap stamp set that I bought off of Amazon. And what I like about these is the letters have little tabs on them, so they snap together. Cam is our outdoorsman, so this tree is going to be his. I'm just going to ink that up again in the coffee. And there we go. I just think those are so cute. The next one's going to be for Kyle. I just love how these look. Now for this one here, we start with just a normal piece of cardstock. Place that in a huge hole punch and punch that out. We'll take our brown ink and we're going to age and distress this. We're going to center this up. Then I'll take some double-sided tape, and this is on a roll, and put some tape on the bottom edges and then along the back here, and trim the excess even with our sides. And now to give it that Christmas ornament look, we're just going to draw on our Christmas ornament topper and our line. I just draw two curved lines like this, and then I join the two together, and then I just make some little lines like so. And then I take my Bondo spreader or some other straight edge so I can draw a straight line. Isn't that cute? We just need to glue down our embellishments. Put my twine through there. So cute. Now this one is for Chelsea, and that is a little too long for our stamps here, so I'm just going to write her name on the back. There we go. I just love these. Now for this tag here, we are again starting with our vellum that I have distressed with our ink in the color coffee. Then I have cut some scrapbooking paper into strips, and I liked this. I thought this was really pretty. So I'm going to distress that with the ink as well. Take my double-sided tape. All right, I just ran out of double-sided tape. We're going to go with the craft stick. And I'm going to center that little bow to trim these edges to fit. I hope you guys will make some things like this. It is just so relaxing and just so fun. Then I've got this cute little holly, and I'm coating that with fern green. Now this particular tag will be on a gift that's going to more than one person. So I'm going to stamp the girls on there. I'm sure you guys probably have people that you give gifts to that it's not just for one person. There we go. We've got the girls. Gonna hot glue on a little pine cone. Make a shoelace bow with our twine. I'm gonna glue that on top of our pine cone. And then all I have to do is thread my ribbon through. So super cute. And our last one, that is so cute. This came in a scrapbooking pad that I had, but you can embellish any kind of already made gift tag. And some coordinating scrapbooking paper that I put at the back. I've already cut this one out, so I'm going to center this up and continue that slant there and punch my hole. Then I have this beautiful little punch, and this is a corner punch. So you slide that in. You've got your guides on either side here, and that just makes such a pretty little design. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this one, and it just jazzes up that plain paper. I'm going to put some more cutesies on this, some twine, and how cute is that? And these were just simply embellished pre-made tags. So you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments, do you think I achieved that rustic Christmas lodge look with all of my different tags here? Don't you think they're going to look so cute on my gifts? I think they all turned out absolutely adorable. And I hope that you'll create some of these for yourself as well. I just love embellishing these little tags. Well, let me go ahead and get these on some gifts, and we'll get everything staged up so you can see just how cute everything turned out. Thank you so much for visiting my channel while we made all these fun and festive projects. I do hope you'll try a few of these for yourself. Please remember to visit my friend Indy Annie Jones to see all the lovely Christmas items she has in store for you. This will be my last video of the year, so I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous, Happy New Year. Until next time, my sweet friends, be blessed.